So, you've got a killer new ice cream flavor, right? That's awesome. But here's the thing. In 2025, just tasting great isn't going to cut it. So let's dive into the playbook for turning that scoop into a viral sensation. And we're going to do it using the undisputed king of food discovery, Instagram Reels.
A caption like this? It's not just asking a question. It's throwing down a challenge. It's an invitation. And that is the kind of energy you need to launch a new flavor today. It's all about creating a flavor launch buzz that gets people talking and, even more importantly, gets them sharing.
And look, the prize for getting this right, it's absolutely massive. The Indian ice cream market is on track to become a $4.2 billion industry. We're talking about a huge, growing audience that is literally hungry for the next big thing.
But here comes the cold, hard truth. For every single reel that blows up, 9 others, well, they just disappear. A staggering 90% of reels fail to get any real traction. The opportunity is huge, for sure, but the competition and the noise, it's even bigger.
And that right there is the big challenge we're tackling. How do you actually stand out? How do you make sure your new flavor is in that successful 10% and not the silent 90%? Because a great product, that's just the price of entry.
Now, this tells us something really important about today's consumers. A full 75% of people are out there actively looking for exciting ice cream experiences. They want an adventure in a cone. Think mango chili, think rose cardamom, not just the same old vanilla. Your audience is totally primed for something bold. And that's the big disconnect, isn't it? You could create the most mind-blowing flavor in the world, but if your strategy online is weak, nobody's ever going to know it exists. So the main point here is, you absolutely need a playbook. Okay, welcome to maybe the most important part of that playbook, the first 3 seconds. In this world of endless scrolling, that is all the time you have to get someone to stop. Your first impression isn't just important, it's literally everything.
And here's how you nail it. First, you got to hit them with stunning high-res visuals. I'm talking a super close-up shot of a perfect dripping scoop. Second, pair it with some trending audio, something that just grabs your ear. And third, slap on a bold text overlay that screams what they're looking at, like new flavor drop. And listen, this isn't just a hunch, okay? This is backed by cold, hard data. Reels that have these kinds of punchy, dynamic intros see a 30% higher view rate. Nailing that hook dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increases your odds of going viral. But a great hook is just the beginning, right? Once you stop the scroll, how do you keep their attention? This next part is all about taking that one-time viewer and turning them into a real fan, building a whole community around your flavor.
You know one of the most powerful tools for this? Crowdsourcing. Seriously, use Instagram's poll sticker and just ask your audience, what flavors should we make next? This does 2 amazing things at once. You get free market research, and way more importantly, your followers now feel like they're a part of the launch. They're invested.
Okay, let's talk money. We want our ad budget to work smarter, not harder. So instead of just blasting an ad out to everyone, use Instagram's tools to hyper-target people who are already into desserts and food culture. This super-focused approach gives you a 34% higher return on your investment. You spend less to reach the people who actually care.
Now you're going to want to listen to this one. This is a total game changer. Instagram has a feature called Trial Reels. It lets you test drive your video on a small group of people who don't follow you before you post it for real. It's your chance to see if the joke lands or if the music hits just right. It's a risk-free way to make sure your reel is perfect before the big launch.
So as you're doing all this, you need a goal, a number to shoot for. Well, a really strong engagement rate to target for your reels is 1.23%. That gives you a clear benchmark so you can measure your performance and know when your strategy is really clicking.
All right, enough theory. Let's look at how all these pieces came together for a real brand in Kolkata. This is a perfect example of how this playbook takes these ideas and turns them into actual tangible results.
So they launched a traditional mishti doi flavor. The strategy was really simple, a quick 15-second reel with local Bengali music. They hyper-targeted young adults in the region. And they used trial reels to perfect the video and threw in a poll to get people engaged. Just textbook execution.
So what happened? How did this textbook execution pay off? First up, visibility. The reel just exploded, hitting 50,000 views and putting their new flavor in front of a huge, perfectly targeted audience.
But, views are one thing. Virality is a whole different beast. That reel was shared over 3,000 times. That's thousands of people basically giving a personal recommendation, spreading the word way beyond what the brand paid for.
And here it is. This is the number that really matters, the one that connects all that online buzz directly to the bottom line. The campaign drove 200 store visits in just 1 week. We're talking 200 people who saw a video on their phone and were motivated enough to physically walk into a store. That, my friends, is how you turn views into sales.
So let's zoom out for a second. Why does all of this matter so much right now? Because the digital world is shifting faster than ever, and 2025 is shaping up to be a make-or-break year for brands who want to stay relevant.
I mean, just look at the trends. Right now, consumer searches for new flavors are already up 20%. And next year, platforms like Google are going to start actively prioritizing video content in their results. The momentum is just undeniable. If you're not mastering Reels, you're pretty much going to be invisible.
Okay, let's recap this playbook one last time. It's simple, really. Hook them in 3 seconds flat. Engage your audience. Make them part of the story. Target your ads like a sniper. Test your creative so you're not guessing. And finally, track everything so you can keep getting better and better.
Look, this isn't just about marketing. It's about meeting your audience where they are and giving your amazing product the epic launch it truly deserves. So the only question left is, you've perfected the flavor, but have you perfected the